9/11. I'm a TI that is in basically Dayton, Ohio area. And 9/11 anniversary is today. It's 2020 though. I'm sorry, I'm chewing. I've got the munchies. I'm like, oh my god, Cheerios. So they covered the feelings of New York City because they're from Dayton, and so I had a very, um, I had a pretty good interaction with the city. It was fairly positive. So they try to covet the feelings and memories of my life in New York City, and they've done this compulsively for years. I hate it. So they should tell me about 9/11. Um, okay, so what happened? I was living in Harlem, 138th and Lenox. And at this point, I was exercising. I had a companion I lived with. He was a nice guy. Before he went to work, he was going to take me to the park to jog and, you know, just exercise. So I said, let's go. I put on my clothes. I didn't even clean up. I just jumped. And it's walking distance from the apartment, so it's not that big of a deal. If I got tired, I could just walk back. Pull out of the block, out of the street, and look down Lenox. And look up in the car on the way to Central Park. And, so look at that. Oh no, it's on fire. And so, I imagine that they could take a helicopter, like they would put out a forest fire. And that's what I told myself, and that was just a way to deal with the fuck, seeing this crazy shit. And I'm like, my God, that's fucked up. And he says the same thing, like in awe. And so there's a perp telling them that they're jealous. I just got a sharp pain in the back of my neck. I get tortured by people that are not from New York. That's from Dayton, Ohio, and Kettering, Ohio, and Moraine in Miamisburg, Ohio. Ohio sucks. Some nasty fucking people here. They're in the B2K. My targeting, I felt my targeting in New York. Started hearing the whispers, and slowly getting people are mind controlled around me and acting weird. So, these corny ass Dayton losers. It's 9/11 and I'm at home eating Cheerios. I've been making bouquets like most of the day. I worked in the garden, groomed it a bit. We grow tomatoes, so I made sure that was nice and neat. You always want to make sure you get a lot of sunlight. And tomatoes, so there's some lower, so you have to control the vines. So, 9/11. I don't know. It was very strange. So the perps, they're being mind controlled to be insecure right now. They're actually dangerous when they're like this. This is part of being a narcissistic torturer. In other words, the individual does it, or gang stalkers, that their insecurities will make your targeting worse. So the more insecure they are, the worse your targeting. And what's the worst part? Was a crackhead who's homeless and elderly. Edward Hamilton is talking to me. He tried to sleep in my house through my vision. So he imagines that his memories will be of this time. He's pretending he's gardening and cleaning, doing laundry, and he has no washer and dryer. He has hardly any clothes. He's been homeless most of his adult life. He smokes crack. He's a rapist. He's an abuser. He's a gang stalker. So 9/11 is basically responsible for this shit. Eight more days I go. 7 more days I go to the dentist. You're not gonna make me paranoid. I'm not gonna go to the dentist, so my teeth will be all fucked up. So they do this shit where they're trying. I'm too paranoid to do this. I'm too paranoid to get in the shower. It's these schizophrenics. They're like on the streets and shit. I'm too paranoid to get, make money, get a job. These perps are trying to mind control us to be this. And some TIs have let it happen. That's okay if they mind control you to go to the streets. Hopefully, some of you have gotten out. Get out no matter what. Because they're programming you for homelessness. It's part of the trauma. And it's just weird. So whether you were homeless, they told me not to say anything. I don't care. If you were homeless in New York, or you're homeless in Ohio, try to get out of it. Some of the perps, they are basically, using you, and they believe they're being experimented on. They're using you to survive. They mind control them to believe that they're getting the stuff that they're getting to torture you. It's not true. They're torturing you because they want to. They would do it without the gifts and the money and the apartments and stuff. That's why they like to get bums. I don't have any Yale University graduates torturing me. So 9/11 was horrible. And so many big global changes happened because of it. And it was a man-made attack inside of our government. Usually, who could do that? That was my first question. So I said, what is this? What is this that has happened? And it's so horrible that they're trying to make it psychotic. You get kind of cold-hearted. Just in a cold-hearted kind of question, how could people from another country get past all our airports in the sky, all our satellites and our radars and all the airplanes and jets that we have in military bases, that some loser gets on a plane from an airline and he's a terrorist? No, they blew up the buildings in the United States. And they hit it with directed energy weapons, and they planned it. Okay? They planned it. And then, what did I do that day? Oh, I went to my bar. There's one person there. I was just like, I have to get out of here. Stay on the move. If you're a targeted individual, stay on the move. Don't sit still all day. They like that shit because they're sitting still, and they're looking through your eyes, and they're sitting there and they're looking at the same thing you're looking at. So when you're looking at your TV or your wall, or you're reading a book, if you're like a really healthy TI and you're going to work, maybe your targeting isn't as bad as some other people, and you're gonna do that. But that's good. They told me to forget my point. 9/11. They've used it as an excuse to direct energy weapons. The trauma of the people in the building, that that the world's gonna watch. These people die live. It's live murder. The whole planet. It was just like, oh, this is going on. Everybody on the planet was watching it. It's not like It's not like when you found out that the farming community, because of COVID, couldn't sell their food and milk, and they had to throw it away. And now you're gonna starve. Maybe. It's basically, if the government said to you, like COVID's a man-made fucking false flag, and they say like, well, not only are we gonna do this, but we're gonna do tests on how dumb you are. In the Argentina drama, when the whites go in Argentina from the States and try to take over Argentina, the first thing they do is they take away the milk, the food, traumatize you. We're gonna take over. So someone's taken over, okay, and it's not the Middle East. So when they blew up the World Trade Center, all of these horrible war tactics have happened in the United States. TIs are victims of this war against us. It's inside the United States. It's an American organization attacking its own people. But Iraq is obvious. You don't want to see the most obvious thing. This COVID, though, when they threw out all the milk, I did actually think about all the schools are closed, so the kids aren't going to be drinking the milk. The kids, I don't think they drink milk in the schools anymore, do they? I think it's a lot more sophisticated. They can get soda drinks, bottled water, stuff like that, right? I don't know. That's much better. Chocolate milk. Embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. I'm 50. The audacity of them giving me chocolate milk. I'm not sophisticated enough to know that I don't really fuck it. Every day they want you to drink chocolate milk in school. Grade school. Probably up in the high school, I think they probably do that dumb shit. But then when COVID hits, just give us the fucking chocolate milk. Don't throw it out. Make some fucking chocolate milk. And just give it to the Americans, because they're all about to lose their jobs and they're going to be hungry. There's a lot of people that are hungry right now. That's directly related to this war and 9/11. China going over the top of making every goddamn thing we buy. I mean, there's no way. There's a vulnerable. The United States must have gotten vulnerable, and the Chinese said, boom. So we have criminals in our country that are traitors at the top, and so we're not even really a country. It's a space of land the military controls, and say, well, this is the United States. And we're just going to say that for a while until we change our mind. Maybe Canada will be the, I wouldn't put it past them. They'd say the United States is Canada. The USA number 2. I mean, all this shit. Every place you go, it's the same boring shit. Total fucking misery. Alright, but 9/11. Yeah, go look at that footage if you want. Ashes all over your face. That doesn't make sense. Huh? No, I've never seen anything. Ashes. Like, not even ash, like dust. It was smaller than ashes. It wasn't even ashes. Because ashes, there would be remnants of the World Trade Center. It turned to dust. And it was inhaled, and it was cancerous. And when people got cancer, they do this shit all the time. The world is run by some evil people. And, TIs, I think for the most part, probably have brains that can't, that look at them and say, you're so stupid. And that's probably why they attack us. They probably hear it on the computer. Like, we have to watch you. And so they mind hack us all, which is, why everybody got weird and mind controlled. Like Giuliani, I don't know who's the mayor. Oh, God, what an asshole. I don't remember which one it was. Anyway, so, go back to work. Get back to work. And, everybody's like, really? Yeah, just go back. Everybody went back to work. Everybody went back to work. So, having TIs from Dayton, they intentionally want to slow your brain down because they don't want to think about anything. So they target I think some TIs, maybe most of them, that your brain's hooked up to a computer. So they mind hack a bunch of people. They could have watched you before then, Definitely you were being watched anyway, you were mind hacked. Oh look, and then this person say they deserve it. Oops. And you just think it. Yeah. Like you just sit with another person and you say, well, America is corrupt. I understand why it would happen. That's it. I think that'd be normal. Anything else, it'd be a TI. That was fake. And they don't like tough women. Because, like, when you're looking at a devil in the face and you're saying... Because there's someone attached to you. I think it could be that there were white men who were attached to me at the time, probably, and I didn't know it. But you look back at life sometimes like a white guy. That could be why you're targeted. You have white dudes looking through you. My mom was targeted in the 80s. So they were white dudes talking to her brain. Mind control black guys say, don't do that. Mind control white guys don't say that. Okay? So this is, now 9/11 happens, you get white guys and black guys. The black guy says, oh, those flowers. Okay. And then they might say, and they acknowledge, I see your butterfly, it's dead, it's a monarch. Hey, don't say anything. I found them in the backyard. Don't be paranoid. That they make us paranoid about the monarch butterfly. It's not like voodoo. Okay? It's a story about pedophiles who make people genetically go back to some sick shit. So they torture you. They destroy your lineage with pedophilia. But when you introduce pedophilia into your family, or someone else does, you're changing the genetics of the entire family. Whatever your uterus is doing. Probably the whole group. Because I think families are psychic a little bit. Like they're kind of psychic. I think there was a time when we were psychic. You could read each other's minds. Like you know when something's gonna happen. That happened to me all the time. All the time. I don't know. This was when I was a kid. I was like, I'm psychic. I'm psychic. I can't believe it. That's weird. That's weird. Who do I tell? That's so embarrassing. Nobody's gonna believe that. You know. And then so that's why it used to be kind of special to be special, because then like so a freak in the military would grab you, but it wouldn't be like millions of people. Now it's normal. So like if you're special, you're gonna get targeted, basically, because there's someone's gonna say, she's what? But see, the perps will like give us an example because they're nasty. I don't know. They're jealous losers. Some of them are monarchs, perps that are pedophile victims, and they are child molesters. These are going to be gang stalking perps. The freakiness of them that happening to them. They get blackmailed maybe to do stuff. If you don't do this, we'll tell that you're a pedophile. So they do it at the top and they do it at the bottom. So the bum that's on the streets because he's evil. He likes the Boy Scouts. He's gonna be a perp, and then he's gonna get handled because he's so poor and so stupid. That's happening. That's part of 9/11. So we're being tortured. So they're doing a global monarch program where they were isolated cases. We'll do this group or that group or this ethnicity. The perps have learned from me, so they try to answer the questions I'm thinking. But like Native Americans are monarchs. Brutal. I mean, I wouldn't even. I mean, you're a whole new group of people. I don't know if like you want to wear that tribal stuff. I mean, if you do, I understand. I used to wear African stuff. I don't know what part of Africa I'm from, but after what the whites have done to us as black people and white people, I'd change my style. I'd come up with some new shit because you're a computer. It's fun. I mean, I don't know how many tribes of Indians are attached to a computer. Your brains, they're gang stalking in a Navajo Nation. So the Indians are gang stalking. And I bet it's hateful as a motherfucker. Because they're damaged. So, and the blacks are like this too. Like I hear the blacks, they're sick and perverted. They're doing all kind of pedogate, like monarch, fucking freaky porn shit, abusive stuff. It's really pathetic. I don't even talk about it anymore. So 9/11 it's a basically it's shock. Shock. So that you go into shock, and gang stalking you go into shock. The first time people talk to you, oh my God! The first time they abuse you while they're talking to you. The first thing they let you know that they know your thoughts. Oh my God! And if you can get through that, I don't know what is with the TI. It's like trying to put a hit on us. They make it real hard. I'm saying like I'm smarter than the perps. And so there's 20 people actively trying to attack me. Don't do this for mind control. I'm not a monarch. I never got molested. Maybe TIs are people. No, that's not true because many TIs have been molested. Maybe the hardcore TI. I don't know. I couldn't even say that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense for me to say that. They try to monarch you at 30, around 30, I think. They're watching you in your 20s, and then they see you're not a freak. I don't know, like, why would you try to monarch an adult? It's almost impossible. The most you're gonna get is, like, PTSD. But you're not internalizing you're like a 30-year-old that's getting messed around with your mind. Like, oh, look, they did some underwear this morning. Like, I thought I'd stop wetting the bed. Now they're trying to rape me now. They think everything is, because they're monarchs. The fucking, the perps are molesters, and they like to rape people. So TI is like a child to them. You can't do anything out. You can't protect your brain from them. It's like being a child. Maybe the new adult will be. They want it to be AI. Basically, it's a fucking Masonic motherfucker that's like, I can't stand the human race. You're so stupid. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick and choose what I like about you, and then we're gonna make robots. And we'll keep some of you around that are kind of, interesting. But most of you will be totally mind controlled. It's like, why don't they just, end it? They don't. They wanna control people. Well, I do too. Bitch. No. I said 9/11. Uh, the Jews didn't do it. I mean, everyone's like the banks. I think the bankers are really fucking clever. Okay, you're just jealous. Let's be honest. We're jealous of people that have money. Just say it. Let go of your hatred and jealousy. Okay, now look at the real enemy. He's a Nazi who's got a war machine. You see those ships off the coast of California and the United States and other countries? Those American military ships of the Marine. What is it? They got ships that go in under the water. They're like on the border. I mean, they're on the edge of the earth. Ships aimed at the entire planet. That's the military. That's not a banker. But now that's all I do. I'd rather have a banker. Because I'd rather have a job. Why would I come and steal everything I have? So, what is it? They're like, they try to blame everything on the Arabs. It's like, oh, that's so boring. So they bomb them and kill them and steal their oil. So when I got back to Dayton, my targeting changed. It got worse. I was like, well, why did they bomb the Middle East? There was the oil. I was like, oh. I said, well, why those parts, And then you look at Syria, and this white guy, I wish I could find his website. He mapped it. He didn't just find out, he wanted to explain to other people why the war happened. To build a pipeline in Syria to get oil. So, 9/11. That's just ridiculous. Fukushima. So boring. I get tired of this country. It's boring. I'm tired of the planet. I'm sick of people. I mean, my neck has been, it's like this black guy's torturing me. My head is heavy. The inside of my skull, the pressure of abuse and hatred gives me bad posture. I used to have perfect posture. The weight of black men abusing me, it's too much. I'd rather be hanging out with the truth movement. I'd rather be part of the truth movement, not some rape victim for black men. So the gang stalkers, they recruit black men now. They were watching you in the hood the whole time, because I was thinking, as a black woman who's a TI, where's all the black gang stalkers? Because I was, shit. I started seeing it. I don't know if it's true. People start seeing the same thing. So when that starts, it's gonna be hell. Or rather, just have a civil war. Because they'll do it for barely anything. And I've seen these black gang stalkers in red. Oh, it's so obnoxious. Like red shoelaces. I don't see it anymore, or at least I don't pay attention. You can't possibly keep monitoring that kind of dumb shit. You know, red. I don't know. Anyway, I'm really sorry that 9/11 happened, and it's really sad. Just try to, as a TI, try to be healthy, be clean, be creative. It's fun. Don't let everything be, sad looking. That's why I have flowers and a little butterfly.